One is silver and the other's gold, the children sang on the bus. We were on our way to my first camping trip as a new scout leader, and I was ecstatic. The outing had almost been cancelled due to the recent disappearance of a former scout, but we all thought it would be nice for the rest of the troop to get out in the fresh air. They needed this and we needed this. It would be a trip of healing. I had been warned ahead of time to keep a close eye on Blair. She had been close with the little girl that had gone missing just days prior. Apparently Rachel had been her best friend since childhood. When we reached the campsite, poor Blair was all alone, while the others picked their tent mates. I looked over at her overpacked bag and asked if she needed help to set up. With a grim smile she nodded and made her way over to a spot more than a few feet away from the nearest tent. "Are you sure you want to be so far from camp?" I asked nonchalantly. Blair didn't seem to mind the solitude though, poor girl. When I reached for her bag she stiffened. "I got it, Mel." "Thank you though," she added sweetly as she inched the bag toward her tent. I sighed. This was going to take some time. She was obviously hurt, and her level of trust had dissipated with the disappearance. From there we had crafts and snack time. I watched Blair closely attempt to mingle with different girls, almost out of place, but it was to be expected. She did seem to gain some traction with Rona around lunchtime though. They sat together and giggled a bit. I was happy to see she was finally making new friends. Once the sun began to set and the campfire was built, my happiness soon turned to worry. As I looked around the fire at all the young faces, I noticed one was missing. Blair's. My eyes kept searching until I realized Rona was also missing. Those silly girls, I thought to myself, were also happy that Blair had made a new friend. I silently excused myself from the fire and made my way over to Blair's tent. As I got closer I vaguely heard the soft whisper of a song. "Make new friends, but keep the old." I slowly opened up her tent and my stomach dropped as the smell hit me. Blair was inside, gently brushing Rachel's lifeless hair as Rona stared back at me, terrified. The knots we had taught them earlier wrapped tightly around her wrists as a gag trapped her mouth. "One is silver, and the other's gold," Blair hummed softly before turning towards me, smiling.